Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new Halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, 16th day of March. Here we go. For the mitzvah of Matanas Lavyonim, giving gifts to the poor on Purim, a person might assume, if he himself is poor, that he doesn't have to give Matanas Lavyonim because he's on the receiving end of this mitzvah, right? Wrong. Even a poor person has to give Matanas Lavyonim gifts to the poor people. Remember, as we explained yesterday, giving Matanas Lavyonim increases your joy. It should, and you should wire yourself that way such that you should feel joy when you give gifts to the poor, and even a poor person needs to have that joy of helping out other poor people. The way we do Matanas Lavyonim, if you're giving them in gifts or money fashion, one way is to simply just write a check to your shul and have the rabbi distribute it for you on Purim. You're allowed to do that. But if you're actually giving to poor people, it should be two gifts at least. A gift to two gifts to two poor people. We say it that way because it says matanos, gifts, and evyonim, poor people. Both of them are written in plural, and that's why it should be two gifts to two poor people. That's not exactly the same measure for shalach manos, but that is how we do it for poor people. Again, because it says plural matanos, gifts to avyonim, poor people in plural, and therefore you have to give two gifts to poor people. Now, please remember that again, you could write a big check that covers this all for you and have the rabbi distribute it for you. This is just how the Shulchan Aruch writes it, because often then, and maybe in more old-fashioned times, a lot of people would be in direct contact with the poor and would give it straight to that poor person. Men and women are both obligated in the mitzvah of Matanos Lavyonim, sending gifts to the poor, and Shalach Manos, the regular gifts of food that we give to our friends and neighbors on Purim. The gifts to the poor person can be food or money. Just said that before, just reiterating that. And when a lady is married and she might feel like, oh, my husband took care of that for the family, the Shulchan Aruch says that it's actually better for the lady in the... Also, the husband does it, but the lady should also try to fulfill the mitzvah herself and not just say, oh, my husband took care of that for us. In general, we have the rule that ladies should give shalach manos to ladies, men should give shalach manos to men, but we're not that particular about matanas lavyonim. There it could be a man giving to a lady or a lady giving to a man, and I'll explain the reason. The reason is because matanas lavyonim is money, support to a poor person, and that will not engender too much improper friendship between a man and a woman who aren't married to each other, so we say, fine, good, go ahead, give money to poor people. But shalach manos, those are gifts to your friends and neighbors. And when it comes to friends and neighbors, we want the women increasing their friendship with the women and the men increasing their friendship with the men. And because we're so proper in our tznius and modesty, we're not looking to increase the friendship of a married man to another person's wife. And therefore we say shalach manos is best given by men to men and ladies to ladies, because that's where we want the friendship increased. On Purim night, we do have a mitzvah to have a little bit of an extra food or seuda, and the big seuda, of course, is on the end of Purim day as it leads into the end of Purim. That's the main time to have your seuda and your wine. Drinking wine and drunkenness on the night, the first night of Purim, no big mitzvah to do that at all. That's all reserved for the seuda, which of course is held towards the end of Purim during Purim day. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.